Today we're joined by Jordan from Solidworks, and we're going to be taking a look at how 3D Experience extends a Solidworks user's capabilities. So starting off, Jordan, would you mind giving a little bit of a description about what 3D Experience is and how it works with different brands of Dassault systems?
Yeah, so SolidWorks that we know and love today has been around since the mid-90s. A lot of people don't know that it was acquired by Dassault Systems in 1997, shortly after it started. It grew, it flourished, there's so many users all over the world. But what was also happening in the background is Dassault Systems was growing immensely as well. CATIA, Innovia, all these brands doing all types of really cool things. SolidWorks is part of that family. So as all these products and brands individually matured, it made sense at some point in time to let's start sharing data. Let's all work together as one big family and put together a set of next generation tools that are all interconnected so that a company isn't constrained by compatibility issues that they're facing with this tool, trying to communicate with that tool. By putting it all on a platform that's cloud-based as well, makes everything connected to any user in the world and allows companies to work as flexibly as they want and accomplish anything that they want. So that's what the platform's all about.
So it's not so much a competition of all of these different brands on the platform. It's really an extension of the SolidWorks users' capabilities that they've had access to previously.
For sure, yeah. There's so many things that we can do now that we really haven't been able to do before. From some of the modeling apps that I love, new ways to create really complex geometry, to simulations that we never dreamed of before. Yeah. Crazy dynamic, deformations and failure modes that we can now simulate so accurately and precisely. There's to unlimited data management capabilities, but simplified in a package that makes it so easy to implement and adopt, especially being cloud-based, which it really applies to our remote working environment right now. So
Absolutely.
There's all kinds of problems being solved by just consolidating everything and everyone working together and interoperating.
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind, if you could pull up some of the capabilities and show how that extends a SolidWorks user capability, I think that'd be great.
Yeah, so my favorite thing to focus on is design, right? So right here I have a SolidWorks Assembly, one that you might have recognized from the past. This model was made years and years ago of a miter saw. And in the tree, we could see that this little red SW icon on all of these components is just indicating that these components were created inside of SolidWorks Desktop that so many users are using across the world. And we get all the geometry, we get all the preferences or the appearances and the properties and so forth. But what's really cool is I could open that up in an application called Xshape and create a brand new component from scratch. Now I'm doing this in context of the SolidWorks Assembly. So I'm using a cloud-based tool to modify the SolidWorks structure, create a brand new handle for this design, and I'm using Subdivision Modeling capabilities to do so. So if you're not familiar with that, Subdivision Modeling is basically subdividing a chunk of geometry, a digital hunk of clay, so that you could go ahead and just start grabbing geometry and moving it around to your liking very easily. Everything is updated instantaneously, and there's no feature tree to wait to rebuild for. So there's a lot of benefits there. But the other benefit is I can select the geometry and snap it to existing SolidWorks geometry as a reference. So that allows me to make sure that whatever I'm designing in Xshape fits the overall SolidWorks assembly. And then, of course, we could jump over to SolidWorks, reopen that SolidWorks assembly, and of course, inside of our tree is going to be our new Xshape handle, the handle that was designed inside of Xshape. You can see the icon's different there too. The the generic little yellow part icon for all the native SolidWorks icons and or components, and the 3D Experience icon for this one. So you can mix and match these in assemblies. The other thing that I'd point out too is I could very quickly just create a derived part from this. So we can convert it into a SolidWorks part, start with that X-shaped geometry at the top of your feature tree, and then you can go ahead and add all the SolidWorks features to it that you want.
Oh, that's
so
awesome.
Just a click away from being able to go ahead and combine, X app-based geometry and build your SolidWorks feature tree and interoperate between the two. And it's up to the user. SolidWorks is always about flexibility.
Yeah.
We don't want to constrain our users to design this way or that way. That's why people love the user interface even. I could pre-select faces and then fire up the feature, or vice versa. We're the same way in terms of overall workflows as well. Anyone can design the way that they want to, and that's what we're doing. We're just expanding these tools, giving you so many more options to do things in different ways. And I love surface modeling.
Yeah.
I should mention, the benefit of sub-D modeling is that I could do shapes that would take me a full day in minutes. And that's not an exaggeration. Like, that's spoken from experience.
Yeah.
So it's really a cool environment. And of course, we could always bring it back in here and use SolidWorks surfacing tools to patch up little areas or to blend things in a unique way that we can maybe only accomplish with SolidWorks surfacing tools. Whatever you want to do,
Yeah.
is an option on the 3D Experience platform connected to SolidWorks.
Very cool. Thank you. With 3D Experience, you have all of the capabilities of the Innovia brand for data management, the Simulia brand for simulation, you've got the SolidWorks brand for design, and Delmia brand for manufacturing tools, and that's all paired in one true source of truth there. And you can take that capabilities and shift those over to simulations. You can carry out simulations that you never dreamed of with cloud compute. You can do paired workflows with different design tools that you never had access to. So it's not replacing your SolidWorks, it's pairing up with your SolidWorks and extending those capabilities.